When you look at a question like number 21, a question that serves as an excellent review over everything we've done over the last 3.5 to 4 weeks, you have to ask yourself, did you skip it because it was very wordy and multi-part? Did you try looking at it to see what it is it's going for and compare it with your notes you've taken for the last few weeks? This kind of question is really asking you to graph all shapes that we have done. So let's try to do this in a very organized way. Question 21 starts with ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equal to 0. Then it says a is equal to 1, b we don't know yet because that's what's going to change in the different parts, c is equal to 2, d is equal to -8, and e is equal to 1. Part A says, what would happen if b was equal to 0? Well, if that were true, you'd end up with x squared plus 2x minus 8y plus 1 is equal to 0. You would want to complete the square on this to get x squared plus 2x plus a box with a 1 in it, minus 8y plus 1 equals 1, that same box you added. And then you get x plus 1 squared minus 8y. The 1's would cancel. You'd end up with 8y is equal to x plus 1 squared, or y is equal to 1/8 x plus 1 squared. This is a parabola. If you were to graph this parabola, we would know, well, this is the graphing form right here, the little a. The little b for that parabola, by following our parabola steps, would be the coordinates. Actually, I shouldn't put c, I should put v. -1, 0. Should move that down to part c because this is an upward shaped parabola. If we put that on a graph, we start doing what our c value is. We have 1 over 4c is equal to 1/8, or 4c is equal to 8, or c is equal to 2. Plot -1, 0. We know it's up, so we go up 2 to put our focus, and down 2 to start putting our directrix. Go back to what we've been doing before. The coordinates of our focus were -1, +2. Our axis of symmetry, x equals -1. Our directrix at y is equal to -2. And our many points, we can plot x-intercepts and y-intercepts. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip those here, and we'll just put the box points of right here and right here. But you get the idea that this is a parabola that you could graph. It crosses the x-axis. You know what? We can do the y-intercept. It crosses the x-axis at one point right here, but it crosses the y-axis at, substitute 0 in for x, and you get 1/8 times 1 squared, or 1/8. Our y-intercept would be 1/8, which this isn't really showing. It would be more like down here and then down there, but you get the idea. Okay, let's go to part B now for the whole problem. Part B now says, what if the big B is equal to 1? Well, let's do a little copy pasting and grab this equation and bring it down. And if we say the big B is equal to 1, we have x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 8y plus 1 is equal to 0. This is going to be a circle because x squared and y squared both have a coefficient of 1. So if we know that, we say x squared plus 2x grouped plus y squared minus 8y grouped is equal to negative 1. X squared plus 2x plus a box plus y squared minus 8y plus box, well, I should use a triangle, equals negative 1 plus a box plus a triangle. Got 1, and then we have half of 8 squared is 16, 1 and 16. We end up with x plus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 16. This is the easiest one to graph because it's a circle. We only need to know two things to get a circle. I know I've asked this several times in class over the last few weeks, but you need to know the center, which would be negative 1, 4. And you need to know the radius, which would be equal to 4. Negative 1, 4. Let me move this down just a little bit more, so we're going to need some space. Negative 1, 4 would go here, and then a radius of 4 would be up 4, down 4, right 4, and left 4. Then you draw your circle. Part C. Let's grab this again. Bring it down. Now part C says let's substitute 4 in for B. So we have x squared plus 4y squared plus 2x minus 8y plus 1 is equal to 0. Group the x terms. Group the y terms. Factor out the 4 in front of the y squared. Do the box steps, x squared plus 2x plus a box plus 4 times y squared minus 2y plus a triangle equals negative 1 plus a box plus a triangle with a negative 4 in it. Get a 1 there, a 1 there, 1, and 1. Oh, that should be a positive 4, not a negative 4. That wouldn't make sense to have a negative on the right side. Factor, you get x plus 1 squared plus 4 times y minus 1 squared equals 4. Divide both sides by the 4, and we get x plus 1 squared over 4 plus y minus 1 squared over 1 is equal to 1. This is an ellipse, so let's start with A is given. B, this would be a horizontal. C, our center would be at negative 1, 1. Take our break. A is equal to 2, B is equal to 1. A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Since A squared is 4 and B squared is 1, we know C would be equal to the square root of 3, which is about 1.7. So let's start graphing this. Oops, still have the circle tool on. Here's our grid. Negative 1, 1 for the center. Right 2 and left 2 for our vertices. Up 1, down 1 for our M's. Right 1.7, left 1.7 for our foci. Go to step D for the foci. It's going to be negative 1 plus or minus radical 3, comma 1, or negative 1 plus 1.7 or 0.7, comma 1, and then negative 2.7, comma 1. The major axis would be 2a, which is 4. minor axis is 2b, which is 2. And then just draw the ellipse. The last one actually changes b to be a negative 4. Let's kind of walk through this whole thing just one more time. It never hurts to practice completing the square. Minus 4y squared minus 8y. Group those and change that sign. Equals negative 1. X squared plus 2x plus a box. I'm going to kind of skip a step here. Minus 4, taking the 4 out, so we have y squared plus 2y plus a triangle equals negative 1 plus a box plus a triangle with a negative 4 in it. In here goes a 1, in here goes a 1, 1, and 1. So we get x plus 1 squared minus 4 y plus 1 squared equals negative 4. Divide both sides by a negative 4. Switch around, you're going to get x plus 1 squared over 1 minus, that would be y plus 1 squared over 1 minus x plus 1 squared over 4 is equal to 1. That's our graphing form of a hyperbola. B, the center is at negative 1, negative 1. Keep messing up B and C. I guess that's part C. Part B would be that this is a vertical because the y is first. Let's take our little break. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. Remember, A is first. And then C is equal to, well, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So C is equal to the square root of 5, which is about 2.2. Let's turn the grid on and graph some of this stuff. Negative 1 is our center. Let's go up 1 and down 1 for our A's. Or not our A's, our B's. Left 1 and right 1 for the M. And then up 2.2 and down 2.2 from the center. There's F, V, V, M, and M. Remember, the V's can be closer than the M's in a hyperbola. Go back. Copy down the A's, and A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. Part E wants the coordinates of the foci. So from the center, we have negative 1, and then the y changes, negative 1 plus or minus root 5. Or we can say negative 1, 1.2, negative 1, negative 3.2. Lastly, let's draw the graph. So box around the V's and the M's. Draw two diagonals. There's one. There's the other. Put your pencil on the V. Go close, but never touch. So all in all, those four parts were to talk about the differences between each of them. Now if we look at the big part E, it says analyze the different equations you graphed. What is the relationship between the coefficients A and B? The big A and the big E, of which the general equation gives a circle, a parabola, an ellipse, and a hyperbola. Well, for a circle, we know that A is equal to B. For a parabola, we know that either A or B equals 0. For an ellipse, we know that A is not equal to B, but they are the same sign. For a hyperbola, we know that A is not equal to B, and they are opposite sign.